Alright, let's dive into something that's been making headlines recently, a story that's not just about a tragic accident, but also a stark reminder of the challenges we're facing globally. So, here's the deal. 2 helicopters collided in Greece while battling wildfires. Sounds like a headline, right? But what makes this really interesting is the context behind it. Wildfires have been raging across Europe, and Greece has been hit particularly hard. Personally, I think this incident is a wake-up call, not just for Greece, but for all of us. It's a stark reminder of how climate change is amplifying natural disasters and pushing our emergency response systems to the brink. Now, let's break this down. The collision happened about 65 kilometers west of Athens, and the footage is absolutely heart-wrenching. One helicopter clips the other's propellers, and within seconds, it's engulfed in flames. Both aircraft plummet into a ravine. Out of the 4 crew members, 2 Greek and 2 Romanian, 2 were found unconscious, and the other sustained injuries. What many people don't realize is that these firefighters are essentially on the front lines of a battle that's becoming increasingly frequent and intense. Wildfires aren't just natural disasters anymore, they're a symptom of a much larger problem. Here's where it gets even more complex. Greece has been fighting what media outlets are calling a titanic battle against these fires. Over 500 firefighters have been deployed, and yet, the blazes continue to spread. Strong winds haven't made things any easier. But if you take a step back and think about it, this isn't just Greece's problem. France, Spain, and other European countries have been grappling with similar crises. Just this week, massive fires near Madrid and Bordeaux forced the evacuation of 300,000 people. What this really suggests is that we're all in this together. Climate change doesn't respect borders. Now, let's talk about why these wildfires are happening in the first place. Most of them are sparked by human activity, whether intentional or accidental. But here's the kicker: climate change is creating the perfect conditions for them to spread. Last winter was unusually mild and wet, which led to a boom in vegetation growth. Fast forward to the summer, and those plants have dried out, turning into fuel for these fires. From my perspective, this is a classic example of how interconnected our actions are with the environment. We can't ignore the role climate change plays in making these disasters more frequent and more devastating. What's also fascinating, and frankly, alarming, is how quickly these fires can spiral out of control. In Greece, the collision happened during a firefighting operation in the Satha area. These pilots and firefighters are putting their lives on the line, often in incredibly dangerous conditions. One thing that immediately stands out is the bravery of these individuals, but it also raises a deeper question: are we doing enough to support them? Are we investing enough in technology, training, and resources to keep them safe while they battle these infernos? In my opinion, this incident should be a turning point. It's not just about improving emergency response, though that's crucial. It's about addressing the root cause of these wildfires. We need to take climate change seriously, not just in words but in action. This means reducing emissions, investing in renewable energy, and rethinking how we manage our landscapes. What this really suggests is that the time for half measures is over. We need bold, systemic change if we're going to prevent these disasters from becoming the new normal. So, here's my closing thought: this helicopter collision is more than just a tragic accident. It's a symptom of a much larger crisis, one that's man-made and, frankly, preventable. Personally, I think it's a call to action for all of us. Whether you're in Greece, France, or anywhere else in the world, this is our fight. We can't afford to ignore it. What do you think? Is this a wake-up call we'll actually listen to, or just another headline we'll forget in a week? Let me know in the comments below.